Hello everybody. So I'm going to do another video that has to do with gaming, and in particular Grand Theft Auto Vice City. In this particular clip I think I'm just going to focus on the Vice City booklet and the cover for the game itself. So, as you can see here, this is a PlayStation 2 Greatest Hits edition of Grand Theft Auto Vice City from Rockstar. I hope these used stickers aren't too bothersome to some of you. My original copy I actually gave to my brother as a gift, so because I really wanted him to try out the game, and I think I even gave him a PlayStation 2 because at a certain point they got really cheap. But yeah, that left me without a copy of the game, and I think I was at a point where I wasn't playing it that much, and obviously I knew that wouldn't last long before I would, eventually at least need a copy. So unfortunately when I went to buy it again, there was just a used copy. So I don't know, maybe I'll go online and see if I can find this or download it or something. Anyway, but yeah, for now I'm happy with having this. So anyway, front, here's the back. Yeah, I suppose I could give you my quick history. I hadn't really followed the PlayStation as a platform, for the first version of it, or even really the second one for very much of its early years. And certainly this was the first Grand Theft Auto title that I ever even tried. I just happened to be at a friend's house, I think it was the year 2002 or maybe 2003, and somebody who was a friend, she was an avid player of the game and introduced me to it by enabling all the cheat codes for all the weapons and health and so forth, and I just kept going on rampages until I got wasted, and then she would just let me respawn, enter all the cheat codes again, and just repeat. And I quickly realized this was going to be an awesome game to play, but obviously there was more to it than just kind of going nuts and blowing shit up, as you could say. So, anyway, I guess the rest is history, I suppose you could say. I've done, I don't know how many years of, how many hours, how many 100% playthroughs. And here you can see I have a memory card, an extra backup. I think this memory card has saved games of Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, Liberty City Stories, I think this would be, Gran Turismo 3 and 4, and Midnight Club 2. Alright. But yeah, in this video I'd like to spend some time flipping through the booklet. So here we go. Some of you who are not familiar with Vice City may not be aware of just what a utter masterpiece this game is, particularly in terms of the talent that they brought in. And the licensing must have been crazy, because the music and the voices, it's just an insane list, and I'll get to that. But obviously this first page, some warnings. A very small percentage of individuals may experience epileptic seizures when exposed to certain light patterns or flashing lights. Exposure to certain patterns or backgrounds on a television screen while playing video games, including games played on the PlayStation 2 console, may induce an epileptic seizure in these individuals. Projection televisions, there's a warning: use of unauthorized product. Handling your PlayStation 2 format disc. And then there's this page on the contents. Vice City Tourist Board certified. Alright, and then we have a getting started guide for the actual console. And this picture actually shows a tray loading PS2, which I do have, and it still works. I still play Vice City on it. I don't even know if I have a slim PS2 anymore. I thought maybe I did, but I haven't seen it in a really long time. This is your diagram of the controller and what the buttons do generally. I don't know if Vice City allows you to customize the button configurations or not. I suppose it's possible, but I think I just use this default setup and what all the buttons do. Next we have history. And of course, Vice City is primarily supposed to look like southern Florida, especially South Beach, Miami area, in the 1980s, kind of mid to late 1980s. So I think I would say, let's call it 1986. So a bit about the history. The warm weather. The funniest thing is it starts off saying Vice City is kind of a run by dealers and weasels. Spend afternoons in the shade determining the fate of Vice City's less fortunate and waging war on rival drug barons. Vice City's warm weather may be the only reason anyone would have dreamed of inhabiting the place at all. The weather is generally hot and sunny all year round, with occasional showers and thunderstorms. And yeah, that's definitely a trait of the afternoon thunderstorms. That's a big thing in southern Florida. So, and it's a really pleasant effect because very often, you know, the heat and the humidity, to some people it can be a bit unbearable. And so when that heat brings rain, yeah, quite a relief. There's a section on government and politics, introducing some of the characters. Congressman Alex Shrub. Obviously, you know, the story, in this story, he's a Republican representative for Vice City. You know, it deals with a lot of hypocrisy in his character, which was prevalent in the 80s. You know, politicians and TV preachers were often, you know, vocal proponents of being part of the moral majority, supposedly, and then not actually doing that personally. So there's a section on the economy. It relies heavily on tourism and the black market. Yeah. Large quantities. Talking about the money floating around Vice City. Changes hands, moves pretty quickly, flowing rapidly through the hands of those who know how to spend it. And here's the section on religion. Pastor Richards. Yeah. I think this is making fun of a lot of those kooky cults you know, UFO cults or other weird cults that, yeah, I'm sure lots of people have heard of the way those turned out. Population and people. This says Vice City is approximately 1.8 million inhabitants. Many are foreign-born. The rest are inbred. A large portion are Cubans, Haitians, rednecks, and retirees. Getting around. Car rental, don't bother. So if you're talking about the flashy sports cars, see one you'll look cool in? Even better if the color matches your outfit. And it essentially is saying, press this key and then that key or button, and essentially it's telling you how to jack a car. There's motorbikes, boats, helicopters, and all kinds of different planes, mainly the seaplane. Yeah, there's even a helicopter that has a minigun attached to it. Alright. There's an ad for Sunshine Autos, one of the properties that you eventually can own and earn money from. Facts for the visitor. Where to go, when to go, what to bring. There's maps, legal matters, of course, which is your lawyer. Always befriend a lawyer. In Vice City, this is truer than ever. In fact, this should be the first thing you do. Well, don't worry. As soon as you start a new game, that's part of the initial cutscenes before you even do anything. There's some other interesting stuff in here. Kind of explains hospitals, personal safety, which mostly has to do with weapons. Areas of interest. Got Little Haiti, the beaches, Ocean Drive, Little Havana, Starfish Island. These are all based on real places around Miami. Downtown and Vice Port. Here's the picture of the facade of the ocean view. This is your first initial safe house location. Very pretty, especially at night with all the Art Deco styled and neon lighting buildings. You can see the color scheme changes every time I turn the page. Entertainment and nightlife. There's clubs, restaurants, strip joint, of course, called the Pole Position. There's an arena, a stadium, golf course, and street races using stock cars. Or at least that's the best choice for street racing. It's much faster than the other cars that you'll race against. But if you can steal a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Corvette, then usually that will also work. And there's the shopping for the North Point Mall, Raphael's. This is a clothing store. In Vice City, very often, if you need to shed a wanted level with the police, then changing your clothes, as long as you're not above a 2-star wanted level, changing clothes will make that disappear. Local businesses. There's some characters you end up meeting later. Like in the counterfeit money printing business. And of course the film studio. And this character here voiced by Jenna Jameson. And yeah, I'm going to read you the amazing list of character voices later on. Love Fist would be the rock group. And they actually do have some of their songs in the game. And anyway, some ads for different businesses that are useful. Pay and Spray, of course. If you drive in there with a vehicle, no matter how many stars you're wanted by, you get a temporary period where you have to avoid committing crimes while your wanted level blinks. And after, I don't know, it's like 20 or 30 seconds, if you don't commit a crime, then the wanted level just disappears. So, Top Fun is the vans with the remote control helicopters and so on, and also explosives. Cherry Popping, the Cherry Popper Ice Cream Company, which is, yeah, ice cream, quote unquote. Alright. Okay, so here we go. This is the, I don't know if you can read this, I'm so sorry about this glare. Let's see if I can hold it up so you can read it. This is, of course, the Wild Style channel. It's all basically hip-hop, rap. Flash. What would Flash be? Kind of top 40, I guess? I mean, you have a Hall & Oates song, Wang Chung, Michael Jackson, Laura Branigan, Go West, In Excess, Bryan Adams, Electric Light Orchestra, ELO, Yes, the Buggles. I don't know why I've never heard the name of that band, but anyway. But that's pretty stupid because guess what song it is? Video Killed the Radio Star. Yeah, the original, MTV kickoff song. Annika, Talk Talk, The Outfield, great song, Your Love, I love that one. Joe Jackson, and The Fix. Very good collection of songs. All that stuff is pretty nostalgic to me, even though, back in the day when I grew up, I was, a teenager in the 80s. I really wasn't into top 40 or anything that was like new wave or anything like that, but now a lot of these songs are actually pretty, nostalgic to listen to, and I think I appreciate the songwriting more. So there's a K-Chat station, which is hilarious. There's actually 2 talk radios in Vice City, and this is one of them. Fever 105 is sort of I guess you would call it the soul station. Some really cool music, though. Let's hope that you can actually read this, but if not, I'll just read you the list. We have a song by Whispers, and the beat goes on, sorry, duh. Yeah, one of the songs I actually really like on this station. Act Like You Know, Fat Larry's Band. Get Down Saturday Night, really cool song, I like that one. Pointer Sisters, Automatic, that's a nice one. I'll Be Good, yeah, Renee and Angela, that's a nice song. All Night Long, Mary Jane Girls, yeah, that's got quite a cool feel to it. And then, of course, Rick James, Get a Life. Another Michael Jackson song, Wanna Be Starting Something. I should mention that they also got Billie Jean on the other channel, if you can't read that. It's a fantastic song. I really do like the mood of that one. And the video is cool. I remember that. And again, that's saying something since I'm not really a Michael Jackson fan, per se. We have Shame. Really cool beat in that one. Tina Marie, Behind the Groove. And Juicy Fruit. Oh yeah, I've played that song as a DJ before. Summer Madness. Oh, love that song. It's just so cool, and I love that a band like Kool and the Gang has an instrumental, And then Last Night a DJ Saved My Life by In Deep. Then we have V-Rock, and this is where I get kind of amazed because there's such a variety of music on this channel. I mean, you know, back in the day, being a metalhead, I mean, I like all these bands, but, you know, some of them are quite different than some of the other bands on here, and I'll get to that. So we have Twisted Sister, I Wanna Rock, Motley Crue, Too Young to Fall in Love. You know, I love that they chose that song because it's moody, and I have to say, like, the mood or the ambiance of Vice City, you know, even between all these different musical styles, like the songs they chose have that sort of, I don't know how to explain it, it's kind of, not really sad, but, you know, kind of maybe a little bit dark. I'm not sure how to explain it, because it's not really, I'm making it sound negative when it isn't, but it's just kind of a moody, kind of, you know, soulful feel. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But anyway, Quiet Riot, Come On Feel the Noise, The Cult, She Sells Sanctuary, Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. I mean, what can you say? That's one of his best songs ever. Then you've got a Love Fist song, Iron Maiden, 2 Minutes to Midnight. Fantastic, really well composed song. Loverboy, Working for the Weekend. There's an Alcatraz song on here, and that's pretty cool, I think. It's called God Bless Video. And then Tesla, Coming at You Live. I kind of feel like those two songs really go together well for some reason. And then you have Autograph, Turn Up the Radio, great song. Megadeth, Peace Sells. Anthrax, Madhouse. I like that song, but there's a bunch of other ones I would have chosen instead, but yeah, it's a good song. Slayer, Rain and Blood. I mean, oh my god, really? That's, you know, the whole album is just mind-blowingly good, you know, but yeah, that was a great choice. Judas Priest, You've Got Another Thing Coming. Another Love Fist song, Fist Fury. And then David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose. Oh, thank God. I mean, I was getting a little disillusioned with Van Halen around this point because they were starting to veer off and do radio-friendly love songs and stuff like that. And here's David going off with you know, Steve Vai and Greg Bissonette and, you know, why am I not thinking of the bass player's name? That's just a crime, but you know who I'm talking about. And it's probably right on here. Anyway, well, but point is, like, you know, he put together this group of awesome musicians and just put a killer album together, and it was just so much heavier than what Van Halen was doing. So it kind of took me a while for me to come around to the album that came out from Van Halen at this time. So, but I love that Yankee Rose is the song that they stuck on here. So anyway, yeah, there you go, V-Rock. And that's just half of it, right? Continued, Sounds of the City. Pressing Issues, which is the VCPR, the kind of public radio, another talk show. It's hilarious, and you know, they interview all of these weird characters like the TV preacher and the corrupt politician, and these weird, you know, inbred Florida types that are kind of like, I don't know, they're into conspiracies and weird stuff like that. Anyway, and just really narrow views, basically. So they're pretty funny. Radio Espantoso, obviously the Spanish-speaking music, and just, you know, a lot of these songs I had never heard before, but man, they're so catchy, you know what I mean? So yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know the titles well enough to be able to point out which of these songs or these bands. But very often when you steal a taxi or when you go into the lobby of your hotel, this is the radio station that's on. So you have The Emotion, channel. Again, this is, some of the music is stuff I knew, some of it I resisted liking and then kind of became nostalgic later. Foreigner, Waiting for a Girl Like You. Okay, well, I still don't like rock ballads really very much, but you know, it's a decent song, I guess. Kate Bush. There's a Squeeze song. Keep on Lovin' You by REO Speedwagon. Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms. That's a song that I probably never would have listened to when I was younger, but I really like now. More Than This by Roxy Music. It's got a nice mood to it. Oh yeah, Toto, Africa. Are you kidding me? That's an excellent song. I've always loved that one. Mr. Broken Wings. I guess I always kind of liked that song because it was probably featured in, you know, Miami Vice at some point, and I wasn't even the biggest fan of that show, but it's just got a cool mood to it. John Waite, Missing You, of course. Jan Hammer, or Jan Hammer. He says Jan Hammer, the guy who's the DJ. Jan Hammer. But yeah, Crockett's theme is just, you know, I geek out every single time I listen to that because it's so moody and so cool and just instrumental, you know. I wish there were 100 songs that sounded like that, but that's the only one. Sister Christian by Night Ranger. Again, a band I really like, but not my favorite song because I'm just not into ballads, although, you know, I guess Sister Christian probably reminds me a little of Boogie Nights. And then Luther Vandross. And let's see, next we have Wave 103. I love that they put a Frankie Goes to Hollywood song, but they didn't choose Relax. That would just have been kind of so obvious. And, you know, Two Tribes has got so much more tempo and just texture, I guess you could say. I also like the song because it was in the movie Gotcha. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that. It's an old 80s movie, but let's see, Sig Sig Sputnik, Gary Newman Cars, of course. You have to have that in there, right? Human League, Fascination, great song, of course. Blondie, Atomic, really cool. Yeah, 99 Left Balloons, of course. You can't have a Wave station without that song on there from the 80s. Kim Wilde, Kids in America. Oh man, love that song, love her. Tears for Fears. You know, again, this isn't a song that you'd think of immediately, but I really like it. Pale Shelter, yeah. Is that Pale Shelter? I mean, I might not be reading this correctly. Anyway, but yeah, it's a cool song. I really like the sound of it. Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night. ABC, Poison Arrow, yeah, good one. Flock of Seagulls, Ran So Far Away. Hey, you know, of course, good choice. Psychedelic Furs. I don't know if I even recognize that by the title. I'm sure I've heard it in the game. Obsession, yes, good song. Let's see, Spandau Ballet. Again, if I heard it, I'd probably think, they're alright, you know, not my thing. Hyperactive by Thomas Dolby. And, oh yeah, Romeo Void, Never Say Never. Great song, really cool. Let's see, and then there's a bunch of funny commercials with crazy ass voices, and then the list of the DJs is down here as well, and the renderings of what they might look like. You know, yeah, pretty funny, cool characters though. Okay, now we're into some of the credits for the actual, you know, the production crew and so on. But here's the part where we get to the really amazing. So listen to this, okay? The lead character who you play, it's your, you know, person in the game, is called Tommy Vercetti, voiced by Ray Liotta. Yeah, I mean, wow. And the endless amount of just funny chatter, just doing routine stuff in the game, and the things he says is just hilarious. Oh my god. The Ken Rosenberg, that's his lawyer basically. Bill Fichtner. He's a great actor. I really like him, and I also like him because he's really into racing. The celebrity pro-am kind of racing that goes on every year at Long Beach. He's no longer considered an amateur, so he kind of races more at the pro level now. Then you have Sonny, for the guy that you have the most tension with in the game, I guess you could say, voiced by Tom Sizemore. I mean, yeah, with the number of little nods this game makes to the movie Heat, it's kind of appropriate that they would bring Tom Sizemore in on this. Then you have Steve Scott, which is voiced by Dennis Hopper. That's the adult film director, and he's hilarious. Yeah. Burt Reynolds voices Avery Carrington. He's like a real estate developer. One of the funniest commercials is for Shady Acres, the community where you can get away from the noise of the city and unwanted diversity. Yeah, he's hilarious in the game. He's really funny. Ricardo Diaz is voiced by Luis Guzman. Again, awesome actor. I just go right back to Boogie Nights when I think of him usually, because that's what I watch most often that he's in. And he's hilarious. Yeah. Lance Vance. Well, you weren't expecting a Vice City, Miami 80s themed movie without one of the actors from there, right? Philip Michael Thomas is Lance Vance. Colonel Juan Cortez, Robert Davi, which again, I believe he's one of the Miami Vice actors, but he's been in lots of stuff. I mean, he's just a cool, awesome actor. And let's see. Oh yeah, Umberto Robina, voiced by the awesome Danny Trejo. I mean, again, another Heat actor, but I mean, he's been in lots of, I don't have to tell you how cool Trejo is. I mean, a buddy of mine who's an actor out in Hollywood now has actually done a movie with him too, and said he was really, cool guy. So, Phil Cassidy, Gary Busey. Yeah, great character. There's a biker named Mitch Baker, voiced by Lee Majors. Awesome. And the lovable Mercedes Cortez, she's just wonderful in the game, and Fairuza Balk, I mean, yeah, oh yeah. What else? We have Kent Paul, voiced by Danny Dyer. Jez Torrent, which is Kevin McKidd. Then we have the taxi controller. Oh yeah, voiced by Deborah Harry. Well, yeah, they got Blondie. Candy Sucks, I've mentioned, is voiced by Jenna Jameson, the awesome adult actress. B.J. Smith is Lawrence Taylor. And then Auntie Poulet, Yuri Cleomil Harris. There's a whole bunch of other supporting characters. I don't necessarily recognize all of these names. But yeah, hopefully if you can read them, then maybe you might know some of these people. So. And there's more. I mean, look at the list of pedestrians. These are all, this whole block of people are all the different people they got to voice the pedestrians. Just the weird random chatter that you hear when walking around on the street. Look at that list. It's huge. Yeah. And I have to say, the first year that I had the game, and I played a lot of hours, a lot of hours in the game. I mean, the first time that I beat it 100% took 30 hours of gameplay, that the game keeps track of. So you know that it was more than that. And you know, after a year of playing, I was still hearing stuff in the dialogue from both pedestrians and from even, you know, the Tommy Vercetti, Ray Liotta character that I hadn't heard before, you know. So the whole experience of owning this game and playing it over the last, you know, what, 16 years, it's just been so delightful. And this is the last little photo tile of people hanging out at the Malibu Club, which is, have I mentioned in this video? I may have not, but, you know, not only is it heavily influenced by, you know, Miami Vice, but particularly by the movie Scarface, of course. And the Malibu Club is right out of, it looks exactly like the club in Scarface, and so does the, you know, big drug dealer mansion that you take over from, you know, from Luis Guzman's character. It looks just like, you know, especially the interiors look just like the, you know, mansion from Scarface. So, alright, so, well, this took a lot longer to flip through than I expected. But yeah, it's a nice little booklet. Very colorful. Very funny, you know, the writing just in this booklet, if you read every word, it's pretty hilarious. There it is. Alright, well, I hope you can't hear my chair squeaking. It's driving me nuts. I need a new chair. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little flip through the Vice City booklet. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, and I keep forgetting. And yeah, I just remembered tonight that it was one of the things I wanted to kind of, you know, check off as a video concept. So. But yeah, thanks for all the encouragement, and I want to thank all of you subscribers and, you know, all of my friends that are you know, inquiring as, you know, how am I doing, and, you know, missing me, and you know, wondering, you know, since it's been so long. Sometimes I take 4 or 5 months in between bursts of making videos, and I just really appreciate that you're all kind of being patient and still looking forward to the next upload. So I hope to try and be a little more productive for a while and get some new content for all of you, and try to, you know, go along, get a lot of those requests made as well. So yeah, so, but anyway, again, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate the support, and we'll see you on the next video. Alright, thank you again, if you're still watching. Bye-bye.